Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Fun Fact Friday. We're going to start off with the animals I would mention every week. Now, I said we usually just do 5, but it ended up being 12 today because some of them were jumbled up into the same verse. So we're going to start off with the bear. It says in 2 Kings chapter 2, verses 23 through 24, and he went up, Elisha, this is the one with the S, Elisha with an S, from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, they came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back, and looked on them, and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tare 42 children of them. Now, next is the raven in 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 4 through 6. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. Now this was the Elisha with the J, Elijah. The next one mentions apes and peacocks. It says in 2 Chronicles chapter 9, verse 21, For the king's ships, now the king was Solomon, went to Tarshish with the servants of Hiram. Every 3 years once came the ships of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks. And then the next one mentions weasel, mouse, tortoise, ferret, chameleon, lizard, snail, and mole. In Leviticus chapter 11, verse 29 through 31, it says, These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind, and the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doeth touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until the even. Now, it meant they were unclean to eat. They couldn't eat these animals. Now, we're going to talk about Samson. It says Samson killed a lion with his bare hands in Judges chapter 14, verse 5 through 9. Then went Samson down, and his father and his mother, to Timnath, and came to the vineyards of Timnath. And behold, a young lion roared against him. And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid, and he had nothing in his hand. But he told not his father or his mother what he had done. Now, rent in the Bible means to tear in anguish or rage, to pull away forcibly. Another fun fact, it said after a time he returned to take care of her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion, and behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took thereof his hands, and went on eating, and came to his father and his mother, and he gave them, and they did eat too. But he told them not that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion. Now he kept this to himself, and kept the secret from them, because as a Nazarite, Samson's not supposed to touch an unclean carcass. That was a no-no. Now, did you know that between the writing of the Old Testament and the New Testament, there were 400 years of silence? My mind can't help but wonder of all the things that went on through these years. I mean, can you even imagine? That's the half that ain't never been told, part of it. Now, we're going to talk about the ark. It says, according to Genesis, chapter 6, verse 15, the ark was 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Now, I just wanted to do a comparison here. In comparison to an aircraft carrier is more than 1,000 feet long. It can carry 5,000 people and 90 planes. So, I mean, you're talking about an ark that had to hold Noah, his wife, their 3 sons, and their wives, and then every pair of animals. It's hard to wrap your mind around. Now, we talked about Samson. The Bible mentions him as being the strongest man, but it mentions Gideon being the greatest warrior. In Judges chapter 7, it says, as a leader of the Israelites, he won a decisive victory over a Midianite army despite a vast numerical advantage, leading a troop of 300 valiant men. The Midianite army that is described in Judges chapter 6:5, saying, for they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. And anybody who, like in the spring of the year, our house will be covered with grasshoppers on the side of it. They do come in a multitude. For both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. In Judges 8:10, it says, now Zebab and Zalmunna were in Karkor, and their host with them. About 15,000 men was all that was left standing in that Midianite army. Gideon and his army, it says, for there fell 120,000 men that drew sword. Gideon did that, 120,000 men. His army of 300 killed. He had chose 32,000 men at first, Gideon had. But God told him that was too many. In Judges chapter 7, 4-6, it says, and the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many to bring them down unto the water. And I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall go. So he brought down the people unto the water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, every one that lappeth of the water with his tongue as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. They want to go with him. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink, and the number of them that lappeth, putting their hand to their mouth and drink the water like that, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. The reason the 300 that drank the water using their hands were picked was because they were still able to be cautious of their surroundings. Their head wasn't at the water. When your head's at the water, all you can focus on the way they were drinking it. They were lapping it up like a dog does. You can't look around and see what's going on beside you or behind you, or in front of you for that matter. The ones that used their hands and done it like that were still able to be cautious. They would have still been able to, jump up. It just showed that they were more alert, I guess. Now, and it also, when I got to doing some looking up, it said the ratio of the Midianites to the army of Gideon would have been 400 Midianites to 1 in Gideon's army. And, they depended on God for their victory, and there was a victory. It just goes to show you there's nothing too big or too small for God. And like when he had told Gideon that was too many, I'm going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. Just listen to what I'm telling you. Do what I'm telling you, and I'll take care of the rest. And I think that's a lesson in itself right there on a Fun Fact Friday. I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed looking all this up, and I always enjoy coming and talking to every one of you. I will be back Friday. It is Friday. I will be back Tuesday with our lesson. If you have any questions on this Fun Fact Friday, please put them in the comments. And I guess that's all. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you all again Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Please be safe. Please be careful, and I will see y'all later. Bye.